It was Dave Smith got into something about some trans thing, and you know, and it is a good point where people are like, you know, trans rights are, and they're like, what rights do they not have?
That's what he is saying.
Yeah, and it's like, it's true.
Well, Adidas, they now have the right to wear well, the Adidas one, they said the guy wasn't even trans. It was just like, they didn't even say this is a trans guy. It's just straight up a dude in a bikini. That one was fucking great. That one was good. Calvin Klein, it was like a dude 10 times fatter than you, and he's just wearing a fucking halter top or whatever.
Dude, I love it.
I love
like, I love this shit.
The Adidas pride, too, is because they said all day I dream about sex. Now it's like, they used to be that. Whereas now, it's a straight up dude in a bikini with a bulge. This one's been really good. But then the other thing is they said they only have plus size models for women. So if you're not like a fat woman, your only options are looking at what the dude in a, you have to look at the bikini in a, you either, if you're trying to buy a bikini, your two options are you can see a girl twice your size wearing it or a dude.
It's so funny too, because we were so like not that far removed from, it was just some supermodel, and then women were like, well, I don't really like identify with this supermodel, I don't look like that.
Here's what you
and then
see.
They go, here's a fat chick, and now here's just like a dude.
We either I'll tell you what, we have two options. We can put the bikini, he goes, I want to see what that bikini looks like. He goes, you have two options. We can put the bikini on Rikishi or a thinner Rikishi.
Oh, it's the best.
You just have to look at like a joke card they sell at Spencer's gift shop and see what it looks like. But okay, but the best one, in my opinion, was Starbucks tried to do it in India, right? And they tried to go like full out with like a trans hat or whatever.
I guess that stuff,
which is pretty light compared to American standards.
I guess that stuff has finally made it over to India.
It's made it over to India.
It's just like how they're probably getting like John Wick 1.
And Starbucks is, to be fair, like a pretty gay, you see there's like a big meme that went around. It was like line up for $1 coffee, and it's no one there. It's like line up for $7 coffee made by a bisexual. Yeah. And it's just like a fact.
I mean, they are maybe the #1 employer of
right.
Like,
so that is their deal. That is their whole deal. You know what I mean? But it's pretty light ad by American standards, because it was essentially, it was like a dad, and then she goes in, and her name was, what was her name? His name was like Arpic, and then she goes, you know, his name's, she changed it to Arpika.
Or yeah, just threw an A on the end. Just
and then the dad goes, for me, you're still my only kid. I accept you. You know, basically, it's kind of that's that. It's nothing crazy. The girl's like, hey, I'm not Arpic anymore. I'm Arpika, and the dad goes, I'll allow it.
Yeah,
but then. So
I didn't like the part at the end of it.
People were not happy.
I didn't like the part at the end of it where he goes, fine, I'll allow it, and then he splashes her in the face with acid, though. I thought that was... I thought the acid to the face was maybe like a little much, but...
Me too. But people are protesting. But how funny is it, the idea of like a bunch of Indian dudes outside the Starbucks headquarters being like, give us back our bobs, give us back our bobs. It's like
we want bobs. We want bobs.
You take our bobs away.
You know what's an interesting thing, though?
You try to take our bobs away, you're going to get hurt real bad.
You're going to get hurt real bad.
That'd be funny if the directors that was the original thing. Dad couldn't decide where he goes, I accept you, or you're gonna get hurt real bad.
It is funny though, the like, you know how people move to the brands that they're like, oh, well, I'm going to like the non-woke brand, and so the big winner in all of this is Tim Hortons.
That's my favorite part of the article. By far my favorite part of the article. By the way, exclusive and probably the #1 employer of Indians too.
Probably, yeah.
So Tim Hortons, Timmy Ho's is making a.
They're in India.
They're in India now because Starbucks. Basically, Starbucks is like, we're the gay coffee shop, which they already sort of were. Yeah. And then Indian dudes were like, I'm not gay.
Yeah.
So now they're going to Tim Ho's.
In India, you can literally, at Tim Hortons, they sell cups of liberal tears.
Tim Hortons is all about all this stuff, too. They'll wait till they see Tim Hortons' advertising.
Yeah, of course. It's always what it is.
Tim Hortons is the commercial we did at the beginning. It was just so funny when they try to do this stuff in India and be like, what? What is this?
What?
Why is our
You'll know. You'll know.
Hey,
just give it a little time there.
Give it a little time. You're gonna know. So let's go. Timmy's in India.
Yeah.
And they said, go send this bullshit and you sell this bullshit in America.